I started drinking when I was very young. I was getting red flags all the time, but I never saw them until my head was clear. When I couldn't walk or talk or write, then I knew something's going on here.
She was raised in a Christian home, and our home wasn't perfect. Our dad was an alcoholic, and so there were some things there, but my mom always made sure we went to church. But she was 10 years older than I, so she was gone pretty soon. But I pretty soon learned that, as I got into high school, at the age that she was out doing a lot of drinking, doing a lot of stuff. I think for the most part over those 20 years, she was able to have a lifestyle where she could keep that up and kind of keep a wall and keep a front and somehow miraculously keep your job. But as soon as she got home, there was that relief there for her, and that got worse and worse. She had a little studio apartment, and literally the bedroom was about 3 feet from the door of the bathroom. She couldn't walk that far. She had laid in the bed and been there for weeks at a time and not literally hardly gotten out of bed at all. Was so weak and stuff. So we basically had a nice long hour-and-a-half argument and stuff about you really need to get treatment and we really need to do something. And I think there's something medically here. And it came down. We just called 911.
The night that they came over, they'd asked me to walk into the living room. If you can walk into the living room, we'll leave. I couldn't. And, it's like, I don't need to go anywhere. Just leave me alone. And I had laid in my bed for 3 weeks. And he was always, just, even when I know he had to be boiling at me, like, why don't you get it? He was still, we're not leaving.
I think there was a time before this happened that we kind of gave up. I'll be really honest and say that I probably gave up. And when I wrote a testimony not long ago, and she read that, and that was kind of hard for her to hear and stuff. And when we got this call, when I went, it was kind of nobody else is going to be there. Nobody else can do anything. We have to do something.
I'm on my 5th year now of being a reborn Christian. And it's so hard to put it into words because, doctors are still going, okay, we said this wasn't going to happen. My whole world has absolutely changed. And I think back of, sometimes you're not supposed to look back, but you can't help. It was part of your life. And I just look back and that just can't be possible that I lived that life.
I'm extremely impressed, and I can tell you that there are people that even at different times that said, first of all, people came to us and said, well, there's not a cure for what happened. And then we actually had to make, as a brother, I had to make the decision to put my sister in the nursing home. Even through that time, she was a Christian, but she really hadn't found the love of God at that point. And it wasn't until after that, and she started coming to church here and started to be involved and see what she really finally saw, that what all happened to her wasn't just a coincidence.
I just want to say that if there's somebody sitting out there today that just, somebody's making you to go to church and you think they're just doing it to be mean, that they're trying to help you through life. And there's no other way except through God. And you can say you can do it on your own, but you can't. And God's right there with you every second, even when you feel alone. He's always with you.